Dave Joe Howe with world-class trainer Joe Gallagher. How's it going?
Yeah, all right. Good to see you.
Good stuff. Finally got the sun out as well, haven't we? Which is good.
About time, mate. About time.
Yeah. So where did we start? I mean, did you watch the boxing over the weekend with Warrington and Galahad? And what were your thoughts over it?
Yeah, I watched the fight. It was a good fight, tough fight to score. I thought Kid Galahad started very well. I thought he did well out of the southpaw stance. Josh Warrington just took his time. Took a while to get. I think I had Kid Galahad 3-1 up after 4, something like that, maybe 4-1 after 5, something on them lines, but Josh Warrington applied himself, dragged himself back into the fight. It was quite messy early on as well. There was lots of heads and elbows. I thought Kid Galahad landing some good body shots inside, sneaky shots. But I think Josh Warrington finished strong, and I just thought Warrington nicked it, must be like a 115, 113 scorecard. So yeah, I'm a believer as well as a challenger. You've got to rip that title away from a champion as well, and I don't think Barry did that at the weekend as well as he did. I just thought Warrington just did enough to win on a close decision.
Do you think the tactics were similar to when Kell Brook fought Sean Porter? Very messy affair, nicking points, very close as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think Kell had more success in that fight against Sean Porter with big telling punches than what I'd say Barry Kid Galahad did the other night. No, but I think they're two different fight style. I thought Kell Brook fought a really good fight over there in LA, and listen, you could see at the bell, you could see Dominic Ingles' reaction at the bell. I don't think he was convinced that Barry had won it neither, but it was a good fight. Would we want to see it again? Not really. It's up to Barry now to get in there and get amongst the mix and try and get a Carl Frampton fight somewhere like that, or get on the world stage. What he did show the other night is a world-class fighter, and that he held his own.
Good stuff. And in regards to your camp and the success you guys are having with Callum Smith, what's next for him? Joe Saunders, Golovkin at super middleweight. I mean, there's loads of options available. Benavidez. I mean,
yeah, no, listen, Benavidez. Callum's desperately wants the Gilberto Ramirez, because everyone's seen him as 1 and 2. He's moved up. Canelo called Callum out, so Callum had to make a statement in America. I think he did that. He got the knockout finish, the highlight reel knockout, and everyone walked away. Daniel Jacobs, Triple G, hugely impressed with Callum. Callum's on holiday at the moment. We'll come back, we'll sit down. Frank's put an offer in, but I've already spoke to Frank and said to him, listen, Callum's tied up for another 2 fights. If the Billy Joe fight was to happen, that'd be like next year. So Callum's got to have these next 2 fights and see what happens. There's talks ongoing with Canelo's team. So yeah, we'll just have to sit and wait and see when he gets back off holiday, which what we do.
I mean, the knockout of Dazn was absolutely impressive. Madison Square Garden. I take it you couldn't have picked many faults in Callum's performance that day.
No, I can, and he knows, and I have told him. And but it was a punch-perfect performance in the sense that the shots that we worked on, especially the finishing shot, we'd worked on that in camp all the time. And when he dropped him in the first and then in the second, he didn't rush in and get caught, because when you go toe-to-toe with Dazn, try to finish, Dazn will throw back with a big right hook. So we were wary of that, and I was just telling Callum to show composure, pace himself, and Dazn will throw the shot that we know that he would throw, that we could capitalise on, and he threw it, and the finish was spectacular. So listen, it couldn't have gone much better. Gone out there, packed house, full house, the eyes of the world watching, and Callum walking out and confirming that he is the number 1 super middleweight in the world. And
we spoke to Ant Crolla a few months ago over at the Ultimate Boxer show. Over at the O2, and he was undecided about he wants to come back out, and I know you've got some tours coming up as well.
He's talked me into doing this tour at the Lowry and at the O2, and I don't know what we've got to talk about, but Crolla can do all the talk, and I'm sure they're there to see him. So yeah, no, that it'll be good. Whether he fights again, it's down to him. The longer he's out of the gym, the better for me. He's a coach as well now. He's got his own little protege, and listen, if he wants the one more fight and a farewell fight, then he can twist my arm on that one. But I wouldn't really like to see him fight again. But if he wants one more, and it's a farewell fight type of thing, then I'll agree to that.
And just very finally, in regards to Lomachenko fighting Hull's very own Luke Campbell, it looks like it's a step too far for Campbell. What do you honestly think about that?
I think I was talking to Shane.
Without sounding negative, of course.
I was talking to Shane McGuigan, and I was saying to him, Luke's going to cause Loma problems if you can get the right game plan. Being a southpaw, you look at, if you watch the Pedraza fight, the way that he offset Loma from a southpaw position, wouldn't let him set close. I think Luke Campbell will put a good performance in. I don't think he's good enough to beat him, but I think he'll acquit himself well, and I think Shane will come up with a game plan that'll give Luke some success in the fight, but I don't think they'll have enough success to beat him, and if he does, then fair play to them, but he'll surprise everyone, Luke. I think Luke's a confidence fighter. I think if you see in his early fights with Mende and Linares, it takes a while to warm up, and if he gets caught cold by Loma, I think it could be early. I think if he warms into the fight, Luke, he gets better as the fight goes on, and I think he needs to stay out of trouble early on and grow into the fight and make a quick start.
Good stuff. Joe, all the best from the Boxing Voice, and we wish you well on your upcoming shows and that talk at the O2 as well. Enjoy that.
Cheers.
Feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.